We are what we eat is a popular expression. Obesity is attributed to unhealthy eating. Choosing to eat the right stuff can cure some of the physical problems. Even mental problems like depression are linked to eating habits. But the right manner of eating can create friends and happiness. Family ties are strengthened by eating together, the family meals. Business lunches play a big role in the commercial world. Welcomes and rejections are determined by whether or not the guest accept invitations to the meal. The meal we decide to eat is not only a nourishment for our body, therefore. It, in many ways, defines who we are. Jesus, before his death, as we heard from the Gospel of Mark just now, gave a meal to his disciples. And that was to signify who they are to be in the ages to come. He blessed the bread at the Last Supper and shared that with his disciples and said, "This is my body broken for you. Take and eat it." He virtually thus told the disciples that by eating this bread and drinking this blessed wine, they become the very part of the body of Jesus Christ. And Jesus asked his disciples to continue this ritual of sharing of blessed bread and broken bread, or blessed bread broken and eaten, and the blessed wine. And they did that every Sunday. They got together and did it, because they knew that was a call to continue to be part of his body. What the disciples did on Sunday thereafter continued after their time, and we continue to do it now. And that's why we gather on weekends for the Mass. And in doing so, we too become part of the very body of Christ. The act of coming into a union with the body of Christ, we call it the Holy Communion, coming into a union with Christ's body. Since Christ was holy, we call this a Holy Communion. And when I say this is a Holy Communion and we are becoming part of the holy body of Christ, one of the questions at least some minds would have is, how could it be holy? In such minds, the thinking maybe is that to be holy, one got to be perfect. They equate holiness with the perfection. That is not true. As human beings, we can never be perfect. we are meant to, and we are created in such a way that we keep on growing into holiness, but never be perfect. Holiness, therefore, is not perfection. It is a connection with the body of Christ. That is holiness. So, it can be far less than perfect, still can be holy. And as you are here, making a communion with the very body of Christ through the sacramental reception of the blessed bread and wine, you together make the body of Christ, which is called the Holy Catholic Church. Holy Catholic Church. That is not a statement to say that all those people who are in the church are without any sins. Human failures are something we cannot fully avoid. Therefore, all humans are sinful, yet we can be holy. Just as Jesus Christ was glorified after his crucifixion and death through his resurrection, we too, who become part of the very body of Christ, will also be glorified. But before we get there, we do need to live as a part of the very body of Christ. If Jesus, as a human being living on the face of the earth, was the sacrament of compassion and a service, bringing the love of the Father to the people, to the world, we, as part of the very body of Christ, also are to live a life of compassion and service, showing forth the love of the Father to the world. Be a sign of God being really present to us and near to us. And as we do that, we are on our way to the glorification. Since it was God's will that the humans should share in his divinity, let there be praise and glory to the most holy sacrament of the altar, the body and blood of Christ. God bless you.